back to Not Just Another Jessica. I'm Jessica. Today I'm here with my mom, Barb, and we're going to be making some Swedish meatballs. Coming up on May 17th is Norwegian Independence Day, and we're going to celebrate that by having kind of a Norwegian themed meal here at our house. Well, this is my mom's house. My mom lives right next door.
Hi.
So we're going to get started. It's a pretty simple recipe, and we have the ingredients all laid out. We've got it ready to go here. We need to have a half pound of ground beef, a half pound of ground pork, 1 egg, a half cup cream, or half and half, 1 small onion finely chopped, a 1/4 cup breadcrumbs, 2 small cold boiled Yukon Gold potatoes, 2 tablespoons butter and salt, and some allspice. And then we're going to make a cream sauce. So these are going to be kind of like the meatballs that we get at IKEA, and right now with everything being closed down, it's kind of fun to have something like that at home. All right, we're getting started here. We're going to be boiling the potatoes in this pan and then sauteing the onions in butter right over here. We're getting the potatoes mashed to add into the meatballs. Now we're going to add in the hamburger and the pork, and we're going to start combining the ingredients in the KitchenAid mixer just to make it a little bit easier to do. Alright, we're going to use the KitchenAid to mix everything up. We already have the sausage and the ground beef in here. We're going to add the cooked mashed Yukon Gold potatoes. And we're going to add an egg and some breadcrumbs, salt and pepper, and some allspice. And then we'll get this mixing. That's coming together nicely. We like to celebrate different Norwegian heritage things here with the family because Mom's family immigrated from Norway, and we really enjoy doing a lot of the cultural stuff. Throughout the year we'll go to Norwegian dinners at the church, we make lefse at the holidays, and we really enjoy the different food choices. So let's see how these will turn out. Well, we forgot the onions, so we're adding those in now. They were sauteed. They look really tasty. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a large cookie scoop and scoop meatballs out into the pan to fry them. Certainly is a lot more work to make the meatballs than it is to buy the frozen bag at IKEA, but we're going to figure out a cost breakdown. We're going to figure out how much it costs to make these meatballs. I don't know if we'll do per meatball or per pound, and then compare that to buying the frozen IKEA meatballs and also having the IKEA meatball lunch in the cafeteria, which is something that I think is really tasty. Back when we redid our first house, it was only $3.99 to get the IKEA meatball dinner, so whenever we had to go and get parts for our kitchen or anything, we'd always pick it up. But now with all the kids, it's gotten more expensive to eat in the IKEA cafeteria, but still very tasty, and the kids really like it. Alright, the instructions that we got say to fry the meatballs in a generous amount of butter. So there's butter warming up in the pan, but we're going to serve these a little later. So once they're cooked in the pan with the butter, we're going to transfer them into a crock pot, and then they'll stay warm in there until we want to serve them at the meal. Alright, we're going to start trying to put these in here. We're going to use a cookie scoop and scoop it out and try to flatten it against the side. And this is a pretty big cookie scoop. See what happens here. They're looking pretty good. This is a nice one to have 2 people to do because it takes a little while to do, and there's a lot of steps. Plus most things are more fun with company. These are fairly large meatballs. This is a bigger size cookie scoop. If you're making them for a party or for kids, you would probably want to use a smaller scoop. But these are going to be part of our dinner tonight. This scoop would be good for making sliders too, if you squished it down a little bit. All right, let's see. Do you think that's about right?
I think so. I think that's enough to start with.
We'll start with this amount, and here's what they're looking like so far. We'll let them cook a little and then turn them over. Here's our little kitchen helper. This is my mom's dog, Baxter. He's 15 years old. Hey, Baxter, what's this? Oh, he's like, I'm just looking at the meatballs.
He's deaf.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, the first batch is starting to get browned, and we're going to transfer them into the crock pot. And they'll stay there for a while, and that'll make sure that they cook all the way through and stay nice and warm until dinner. We think we're going to try the smaller cookie scoop on the next batch and see how that turns out. All right, here we go. We're going to try the smaller cookie scooper. Let's see how these turn out. Here are the smaller meatballs cooking. I think the small cookie scooper is probably the way to go. It seems to be a better size for children, or if you just want a smaller amount per person. Here are our completed meatballs. We ended up with so many that they filled the entire 7-quart crock pot. We did double the recipe. And here's the cream sauce. It's a very simple recipe, and it was very tasty. It very closely resembled the cream gravy they serve at IKEA. We also had lefse, which we had made earlier in the year at my Auntie Ruth's house. So we got all of that together and got ready to serve the meal. Here is a copy of the recipe that we used. And as you can see, it is from food.com, IKEA Swedish Meatballs. Here's my mom and grandma getting ready for Norwegian dinner. My dad set the table for the dinner with some of the Norwegian decorations we have around the house. Here we have 2 trolls and a metal Viking ship. Then my daughter Phoebe tried on my mom's bunad from when she was little, and it fit her really well, and it was fun to see her in a costume that had been in the family for so long. Hey Phoebes, what do you think of the outfit?
I like it.
I'll show you of this part.
Yeah, and
All right, time for a price comparison between buying the frozen IKEA meatballs and making them. The frozen bag of 2 pounds of IKEA meatballs is $8.99. And I went on the QFC app and added up the price of making 2 pounds of the meatballs at home, not including the sides, and it came out to about $19. I calculated the cost of getting meatballs in the restaurant at IKEA, and for our big group it would have been $56.94. So, surprisingly, IKEA meatballs, it's something that's cheaper to buy frozen at the store, but I have to say, I think the homemade version tasted a whole lot better. Well, that's it for another Not Just Another Jessica. I hope you enjoyed seeing this recipe and seeing some of the fun celebration we're having here with my family at home. I hope all of you are staying safe and staying healthy, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.